The Ortega method on 2x2 is an intermediate way of solving the 2x2 Rubik's Cube. So the first step of solving it is making the first face. Normally, to become fast, you would want to start color neutral, so start the first face with any color. But for showing purposes, I will just start with white first face. So you're going to want to start just by finding a bar, or if you can't find any, just make one. So to make the white bar here, you would just do a U move. So you're going to want to solve it just like the corners of a 3x3. So making the first face, you don't have to actually line up these colors. So this one can just be inserted with an R prime. So now you have these three. And this one, you can just put it on top. Do the R, U prime, R prime. Then come over here. And then do L prime, U2, L. So as you notice, these aren't actually correctly oriented, but you don't need to for the Ortega method. The next step to solving a 2x2 with Ortega method is OLL. But if you already know 2-look OLL for a 3x3, then you will have no problem learning these, as most of them are almost the exact same algorithm. So for this case, you have the bar and then the two sets of side lights. The algorithm is R, U, R prime, U, R prime, F, R, F prime. The next case is actually the inverse of the previous one. So it's when you have two on top that are diagonal and then two diagonal ones facing towards you. You're going to want to hold it like this, not with them away from you. So like this. Then you do F, R prime, F prime, R, U, R, U prime, R prime. Next up we have the soon cases from 3x3. So it's when this one is actually soon. So it's when you have this corner up and one facing you. Sometimes you'll have it when this one is facing you. But for this one, there's actually two algorithms you can do. For righties, generally you're going to want to do one algorithm, and lefties will generally want to do another one. But the one you'll do if you're a righty is R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Now, if you're a lefty, the algorithm you're going to want to do is actually put it in the back with this one over here and do L prime, U2, L, U, L prime, U, L. Next up we have anti-soon, which is just the same as soon, except the corner's over here rather than here. So it's actually the left-handed version that you might want to use if you're righty, or if you want to learn another algorithm, it'll be a lot faster if you're righty. But for lefties, you're going to want to do L prime, U prime, L, U prime, L prime, U2, L. Now, if you're a righty, I recommend you learning this algorithm. So it's anti-soon again. You actually put it in the back, and then you do R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. So the next case, you have two bars on opposite sides, and there's actually two ways you can do this. One's faster than the other. So if you want the simple way, you do F, and then triple sexy, and then F prime. But if you want to do the more advanced way, which will probably be faster, you can do R2, U2, R, U2, R2. So for this case, you have a bar facing up and then a bar of headlights. The algorithm is F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Okay, so the last algorithm is where you have a bar and then two side lights rather than a bar here. So the algorithm is R, U2, R2, U prime, R2, U prime, R2, U2, R. So you're almost there. Now you just have to learn 5 more algorithms for PBL, which is permutation of both layers. So the first one, on a 3x3, is also known as T-perm, or for 2-look PLL, it would be known as the adjacent corner swap. So this algorithm is R, U, R prime, U, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. So this algorithm is where you have two corners that need to swap, everything else is solved. And it's also known as Y-perm, or it's the diagonal corner swap on 2-look PLL. And the algorithm is F, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R prime, or sorry, R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, F, R, F prime. Next up is when you don't have any bars that are horizontal. Vertical bars in this do not matter. So this algorithm is R2, F2, R2. So the next algorithm is where you have a single horizontal bar and none of the rest have any bars. So this algorithm is R, U prime, R, F2, R prime, U, R prime. Finally, if you have two bars here and nothing else is solved, then you're going to do this algorithm. But sometimes the bar will actually just be like a whole face solved. But either way, you just do this algorithm. R2, U prime, back 2, U2, R2, U prime, R2. Now you're going to have to finish it off with sometimes a U move, sometimes a U prime, sometimes U2, sometimes nothing. Depends on how it started. Now I will do an example solve and then a speed solve. So here, there aren't any bars except the orange bar. So since I'm not going to do any colors besides white, we'll just stick with white. But I noticed that if you do an R prime move, it'll give you these two. So you want to do that. And then just like you would normally insert a corner on a 3x3, you would insert this one R, U prime, R prime. Then you notice that this is the last one. So you would do R, U2, R prime to insert that one. So now for OLL, you're going to want to do this case where you have the two bars, one up. And then now I notice that we have the 2-bar case here. So you're going to want to do this algorithm. And then a U2 to finish it off. With enough practice, you can get to be under 5 seconds averaging. But I average around 6 seconds right now. But here's a speed solve. So I see that there's this nice 3 block with green, so I'm just going to insert this one first. So that's 5.473 seconds. The cube used in this video is the Valk 2M. I'll have a link in the description, but I also recommend the Little Magic M 2x2 as a budget cube, and it's very good as well. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and if you liked the video, consider subscribing.